realization, authentication, understanding, determination, contemplation. Is that clear? Determination, okay. Contemplation, okay. Contemplation is to see the participation in the larger order, to see the relationship. Understanding is the understanding of harmony in the nature. Determination is the decision based on the understanding of harmony in the self. अच्छा है, ओके, ठीक है, इस पे फिर इसको ओपन कर लेते हैं. Is the clarity of relationship, the natural characteristic, that is the participation in the larger order. So I am able to see my participation, I am able to see my natural characteristic, I am able to see my relationship with human as well as the rest of nature. This development in the self is contemplation. So ultimately it is my activity. It is not presently developed, but when we are exploring, we are verifying within, we are in the process of developing this activity. We are in the process of awakening the activity of contemplation. So like when we start exploring the feeling of trust, explore the feeling of respect, then in that process we are looking into relationship more closely. Do I want to make the other happy? Does the other want to make me happy? When I look at the intention of me and the other, ultimately I am looking at the relationship, my natural characteristic, which is my intention, isn't it? And it does take time, we can all see it does take time, because we have several preconditionings with regard to relationship. And in fact, in this whole process, one thing that takes place is I am able to awaken the higher level activity, and also my sanskars get purified. I am able to evaluate them, right? So the more we are able to explore at the level of natural acceptance, we are able to see our natural acceptance as well as the natural acceptance of the other, our intention as well as the intention of the other. So when we are asking those 4 questions, do I want to be happy? Do I want to make the other happy? Isn't it? Does the other want to be happy? Does the other want to make me happy? We are exploring the intention of myself as well as the other. We are also exploring the being of myself as well as the other. When I say, do I want to make the other happy? So what is this I? What is this want? What is happiness? What is the other? All those questions are pertinent. It may be the case that when we are attending the introductory workshop, in one go we say that yes, I want to. But what is this I who wants? What is this want? Is it my desire or my natural acceptance? Natural acceptance, hai na? What is this other? What is happiness? Yeah. So all these we are exploring. So we are able to awaken contemplation as well as understanding. Understanding of being of the self and contemplation of relation between self and self. So to the extent I am able to understand the self, I am also able to understand the relation of self and self. If the self is not clear, then I may assume this want to be my desire, I may assume happiness to be excitement, I may assume the other to be body. So even though I am questioning these things to me, I may not get the right answer. I may respond by some assumption, maybe by some motivation that everybody is saying yes, I should also say yes. But within me, am I able to see it very naturally that yes, I want to make the other happy? When you look at this particular question also within you, then you have to question yourself. What is this I? This want, what is this want? Is it some assumption? Is it my natural acceptance? Who is the other? Is it somebody in my family or outside the family? Somebody in the family who keeps on disturbing me, somebody in the family who is very affectionate to me, somebody outside the family. What is happening? So in the due course of time, listening to the proposal, verifying within, validating in your experience, you are able to understand it. So I am able to contemplate, and this is a gradual process. It's not that all of a sudden I am able to contemplate on my entire participation. No, it is going to happen step by step in me.
And it is not the same as deep thought or
yeah. Yeah. So generally, no, we say that I am contemplating on this problem. How to? This software has a bug. I am trying to remove it. So I am contemplating. That is not contemplating. Removing. Yeah? That is analyzing, isn't it? I am thinking deeply over it. Contemplating means simply looking into my participation. So try to see. One important thing which is doable here. Whenever you are thinking about relationship, ask yourself, do I want to make the other happy? If you are able to see your participation with the other, you will see a shift in your imagination. So long you are looking at the troubles created by the other, the anxiety, the problems, the grudges, you have one state of imagination. The moment you are able to see that I want to make the other happy, and the source of happiness is not the other, it's me. The source of happiness is inside me. You will see a complete shift in your imagination. Just observe it. Similarly, understanding is the clarity of harmony in the nature, the self-organization, the innateness. So we look at the chart of the nature also. So I am able to understand the harmony in the entire nature, be it the physical order, bio order, animal order, human order. I am able to see the innateness of every entity exploring within me. I am able to see the self-organization of every entity looking within me. This is understanding. And realization is to see the coexistence in the existence, the submergence of nature in space. Now, when I am able to see coexistence in existence, that is, I am able to see the submergence of nature in space, it gets authenticated in me, because now every activity is going to be guided by this realization of coexistence. So this is the dynamism with it. The moment I am able to see the coexistence as it is, a decision, a natural decision is there in me to be in accordance with it. There is a natural decision in me, but make what, create some noise. So this natural decision in me I don't want. What? In the video recording. And those who have problem of cold can come to this side. It creates some noise. The recording will be disturbed. So observe the sensation more closely and keep on taking water. Nature in space, be aligned to it, be in line with it, is authentication. Similarly, the natural decision in me to be in line with harmony is determination. Is that clear? The natural decision in me, natural, that I do not have to exert anything from outside. It is a natural decision in me to be in line with coexistence is authentication. Similarly, the natural decision in me to be in line with harmony is determination.
Bhaiya, right now when I have a feeling of relationship for someone, and out of that I want to help them. So at least for that moment, whether this contemplation has started or it is a lower level, how to make out that difference?
Now see, if I have the feeling of trust, it will not be for someone. It will be there for every self. So one common mistake is that I am looking at the other as a body, isn't it? So sometimes I feel related, sometimes I feel opposed. But when I am able to contemplate on relationship, I can see that I want to make every self happy, and every self wants to make me happy.
But for Bhaiya, process of trust, it will start with one, then few more, and then few more. That is how it is going to go.
So basically, while exploring, we start with some relationship.
Huh.
But when I am able to contemplate, I am able to see for every relationship. So living with a feeling of relationship with some, I am into the process of exploring it.
Okay.
One is that I am not trying to fulfill any relationship. The second is I am trying to fulfill relationship.
Some.
But when I am trying to fulfill relationship, as per my natural acceptance, my sense of relationship grows. And at some point of time, I am able to see the relation between self and self with every other self. That is contemplation.
Bhaiya, determination is I determine to understand the harmony in the nature. No?
It is a natural decision in me to be in line with harmony in the nature.
So it is determined in me to be in line with.
So when I have come to the state of realization, then the arrow will follow like this. So it is in this process. Yeah, संकल्प means संपूर्णता के अर्थ में कल्पनाशीलता का निश्चित होना. No, that's why I am adding the word natural here. I am not using any external force or imagination to determine. No, I am just. It is just natural. No. For example, a crude example, not exactly this example, this thing. If I am able to understand that this pointer is not going to rest in air, do I have to determine that from next day I am not going to hold it in air and put it here? Do I have to do that? Or very naturally I put it on some rigid body? That is natural. Otherwise I have to determine separately. From next day, even though doctor has told me time and again I am eating sweet dishes and I have diabetes, I am not going to take sugar now. This is not determination. Isn't it? This is some decision that you are making at the level of selecting and testing. Pardon? Authentication is a natural decision in me to be in line with coexistence. So when I am awakened to this level, then I can see that now my every activity is being guided by this. The base is clear. The basis is submergence. Is that clear? So when this happens, when I have the clarity of coexistence in existence, that is the submergence, I have the clarity of harmony in nature, that is self-organization, innateness, I have the clarity of relationship, that is natural characteristic, that is participation in the larger order, then my lower level activities are guided. Okay, we will talk about it in detail. So there are 6 bases of comparison here. If the awakening has not taken place, I am unguided. I have unguided senses, health and profit. So for example, I think in having more and more happiness from sensation. I think in having more and more consumption for the sake of health. I think in getting maximum from the other when I am exchanging, when they are unguided, isn't it? So when you are, for example, you are exchanging in the market, and you feel that this person is saying that you are the first one to come to the shop now, early morning time, right? So I can extract the maximum from him this time. In North we call it bohani. It is bohani time, so let me reduce the price as much as I can because this person will not let me go. Now what I am doing here, I am working by profit, that I have to get maximum from this person by paying minimum. So I am not looking at the relationship. In fact, there was one exhibition in Noida, so some mela was there and some mishappening took place the previous day. So the shopkeepers had come with all their preparation all the way in trucks and buses, and then they had to pack up and go. So they had to pack up. So we also went on that day. We found that one person was selling bed sheets. So one lady found out that now this person has to pack up and go. So she was trying to reduce price as much as possible, and this person was so unhappy that he is not able to sell anything and so much has been invested. So you can see that like the person is working only with the sense of profit, only for profit. So if it is unguided, it is like that. Similarly, I am trying to consume as much as possible, assuming myself to be the body, and I am terming it to be health. So you can see like the problem that we have now for health, because of overconsumption. Similarly, we are trying to get maximum pleasure from sensation. So they are unguided earlier. Now when I am awakened, they become guided. So now I am able to see that the sensation is an information from the body to me, so that I can have an understanding of the health of the body. So you can, if you observe the sensation, you are able to see the state of the body. For example, if cough has gone up, you are able to see the sensation from the nose, from the eyes, isn't it? That helps you make out that I have to have something so that the body has normal temperature. Like if the digestion is upset, you are getting some sensation which gives you a message that what to eat, what not to eat. So now they are guided, the senses are guided. So we have 5 sense organs. Now when it is unguided, we are trying to get maximum happiness from these sense organs through sight, through touch, through smell, and you can see indulgence coming out of it. For taste, we are indulging so much. For getting favorable sound, we are indulging so much, isn't it? To get favorable taste, we are indulging so much, and that could lead to some kind of obsession. But when it is guided, I am able to utilize my senses rightly. The ear is giving me some sensation by which I can make out. For example, if I have to speak to you and the voice is not reaching there, okay, so I have to make my voice that much loud so that it is audible. So by getting some response from the face, by seeing, we can make out to what extent I have to speak, to what pitch I have to speak. So the sensation gives me an information, where I can see my role with the body correctly. Similarly, when I am able to see that body is my instrument, then I have the feeling of self-regulation. So with coexistence, harmony and justice awakened, they are guided now. In place of working for maximum profit, now I am able to see my relationship with human being as well as the rest of nature. So I have to see in my any profession whether it is mutually fulfilling or not. If I am running a factory, then I have to see that the profit that I am earning, it is able to fulfill the needs of all the families. It is also able to fulfill the need for the people who are consuming my goods, isn't it? So now the thought is for mutual fulfillment, mutual happiness and mutual prosperity, and not profit centric. Similarly, when this is awakened, then sensation is guided by coexistence, harmony and justice. So at the level of tasting, I am not trying for excitement anymore. I am tasting still sensation, but that is in terms of participation in the larger order. I am utilizing the body, I am utilizing the information. So this is the state of the self with right understanding, awakened to contemplation, understanding and realization. Now with this awakening, I am behaving with human being, I am working with the rest of nature, I am participating in the larger order. Anything which is not clear? Yeah. So state means that I come to see it and it gets stated in me. It is there in me now. I have been able to see the relationship, I have been able to see the harmony, I have been able to see the submergence, and there is a dynamism associated with it. For example, when I am able to see the relationship, now I image accordingly. I image every time in terms of relationship, harmony and coexistence. So that is the dynamism. It gets expressed further with my body. So presently when we are imaging a happy and prosperous life, it could be dictated by preconditioning or sensation. Now it is guided by contemplation, understanding and realization. So the dynamic activity is the decision associated with the state activity.
Bhaiya, in B2 block, testing and comparing, in both the lines we have written guided senses and guided sensation. Are they different or similar to each other?
We'll talk about it in detail. There are 3 kinds of testing. We'll talk about that in detail.
Only difference is that sensation and senses.
Okay, I'll come to that.
Okay.
I'll come to that. We'll rephrase it.
Comparing is state activity Comparing as state activity, still I am not able to get.
So when I am comparing between various options, what is the basis for comparing? For example, you have to make some selection. Let's say we have to make a selection for cloth. So one could be the color, which is coming from sensation. One could be I am going to get respect out of it. That could be some preconditioning, and I am not able to see the relationship. But when I am able to see the relationship with my body, so I have the feeling of self-regulation. I am able to see my relation with the other human being. So I am able to see that it is not for respect, isn't it? It is to protect the body and to share the feeling that I have with the other. Similarly, I am able to see the way the fabric has been produced. Is it in line with the harmony of the nature or not? Okay. So if animals have to be killed for that, if plants have to be destroyed for that, I will not go for that.
So Nabaya, is
Pardon?
that, for example, if it is summer season, we will have the sensation of wearing cotton dresses. So is it not natural acceptance?
In the summer season we have?
Like if for summer season, we'll opt for dresses accordingly, like cotton cloth.
Yes, yes.
If
So
it
that
is,
is fine. That is for the health of the body. That
so
is here
it
with the
could
feeling
be.
of self-regulation. They cannot put on a jacket here or a sweater here.
So that's what I'm saying. Okay. We can decide, right?
And if the workshop was being conducted in winter season, particularly in the north, so you cannot just do by one kurta. You have to prepare yourself well. Yeah, so the like being responsible to the body for health is natural acceptance. Yeah. So let me come back to this again.
Think about the color and type of the dress, and it is already there within me. Then what about the analysis part of that?
Yeah, so I analyze it. I analyze that if I take this cloth, then what will happen? I analyze my living with that cloth.
Okay.
So analysis means breaking into several parts. And, do I use it in my office? Do I use it at home? Do I use it in the market? Do I use it in my in-laws place? So I analyze all those things.
Okay.
That analysis part.
But that analysis is also there within me as a state activity, because I am sure that if I am taking this clothes, I can use it for a function, or I can use it casually, something
Yeah,
like
so analysis and comparing will go together.
it will go together.
Yes.
Okay.
So I am comparing between various options and analyzing every option.
Okay.
That is there. What?
Suppose expectation is followed thought, thought follows desire. Is it always like that, or without thought we can have expectation, or without desire, without thought we can have just desire?
Yeah, we took an example earlier also. So it may be the case that something occurs to me in my thought, and I expect something to happen. This may happen, right? It may also happen that I am able to sense something from the sense organs. So I get some sensation from outside, and it triggers my thought. Like the example that we are taking, that somebody purchased a very costly mobile. I saw that mobile. Now it has started triggering my thought. I am analyzing how to go for it. So that may also happen.
So individually also possible to happen.
Yes. So here, without right understanding, there is complete haphazard here.
Yes, yes, yes.
There is no definite order here.
Yes.
The order is there only with right understanding.
If
So
right
now
understand.
that I have come to ensure right understanding in me, so my imaging is not definite in terms of continuity of happiness. Where that only I am analyzing and comparing. Now if somebody comes with a mobile, that costly mobile, I am able to make out whether I need it or not. That gets evaluated that very moment. If I need it, then fine. So I decide from here now, right understanding.
If we have some trust on others, based on feedback given by others, directly we can go for selecting and tasting.
No, then this takes place very fast because I no longer have contradictions in the self.
Yes,
So when I have trust on the other, I no longer doubt the intention of the other.
Yes.
So very naturally I am interacting with the other with a feeling of trust, and I am rightly evaluating the other.
Yes. Yes.
Otherwise, by looking at the expression of the other, I may carry doubts in me.
Yes. Yes.
Does this person want to insult me by saying this? Does this person want to pin me down by arguing to me? I may have these kinds of doubts. But if I have the right understanding, there is harmony here. There is no more contradiction or conflict here.
Yes.
That is the state of happiness.
Yes. Thank you.
Nice. So now we could go through all the words. So right understanding is essentially seeing, that is knowing the essence of the reality as it is, that is seeing the part of the reality that is definite, universal and continuous. So what is definite, universal and continuous? So natural characteristic, innateness and coexistence. So the natural characteristic is participation in the larger order, that is relationship. Innateness is self-organization, that is harmony, and coexistence, that is submergence, coexistence. So through higher activities of the self, I am able to contemplate, I am able to understand, I am able to realize. So ultimately there are only 9 things to see. If you try to put them in numbers, 9 things, isn't it? So innateness of the 4 orders, natural characteristic of the 4 orders, and coexistence. That's all. Very simple. So 4 orders, 4 things to see here in terms of innateness, in terms of natural characteristic. Yes, yes, we can change it. We can make a natural characteristic above and then bring innateness here. Yes. Now people have become very observant. Yes. Now we can see that. Yeah. See that you are able to make out the meaning of every sentence. Nice. No, no, no. The participation, relationship. So when you look at the 4 orders, you can see innateness of each of these orders, something that we were discussing yesterday during the practice session. So when I look at the physical order, the innateness is existence. In the bio order, the innateness is existence plus growth. In the animal order, innateness is existence plus growth in the body and the will to live in I. In the human order, existence plus growth in the body and will to live with continuous happiness in I. Looking at the natural characteristic, it is composition decomposition in the physical order, composition decomposition plus nurture version in the bio order. So you take several examples, how it can be nurture nurture, nurture version, version version, version nurture. So all those possibilities are here. But that is the way one bio unit interacts with the other bio unit. Then in the animal body, the same thing as bio order, and as a characteristic we can see cruelty and non-cruelty in the self, isn't it? So some animals are primarily cruel, some animals are primarily non-cruel, but the cruel animal can also turn non-cruel, the non-cruel can also turn cruel. There was one post on the Facebook where the tiger is there and the tigress is there, and the tiger is sulking because the tigress is there. So the cruel can also turn non-cruel. Now when you look at the human order, the natural characteristic is perseverance, bravery and generosity in the self. Right? Now we can also look at the inheritance. This is something that we have studied in UHV2, but if there is any question, if any word is not clear, let us ask and discuss.
What is the meaning of cruelty here? Exact meaning of cruelty?
Cruelty means being violent to the other entity. So to fulfill the need, the tiger has to kill the deer. You asked something yesterday, similar. Yes. Like?
This is only our interpretation. Na? This is only a natural transaction happening outside. We are giving a meaning to it. So
Yeah, so now we have to assign some word. So we can see that one animal to fulfill the needs of the body is killing some other animal. Or two animals are fighting for food and injuring each other. Now what word is to be given to this? So it is natural for the animal, but we have to see what it is. So when we look at the animal vis-a-vis the human being, we would not like to fight for food. We would not like to kill anyone for food, isn't it?
can you just go back to the previous slide just for a second?
Yeah, so it is natural characteristic for the animal. Okay, but we can see what is happening. You may call it something else. You may call it X or Y. That animal kills another animal for food. Call it that way. You can call it X or Y. But we can see what is happening there. Some animal is afraid. Some animal is dominating. Some is violent. Some is running out of fear. Those tendencies we can see in the animals.
Where are these of animal health, cruelty or non-cruelty? Is there anywhere related to the state of evolution of the cell?
State of?
Evolution from that cell.
Yeah. So there you can see. So for example, if you look at the animal, the conduct of animal is largely dictated by the body. So the body has that kind of composition, like the claws are there, teeth are there, intestine is there, the whole structure of the body is like that. So it has to depend on killing some animal to fulfill the needs of the body. It is like that. And since it is largely dictated by body, so the same self with coexisting with an animal body which is cruel will behave with cruelty. Cruelty is there in the self, but it is dictated by the structure of the body.
Why is that left free?
Which one?
Coming to the self of the human being in natural
Here.
characteristics.
Here. Yeah, so that we are saying that now with right understanding you will become purple, no longer yellow.
This should also be purple. This innately.
Yeah, so we are drawing this arrow with right feeling, right thought, based on right understanding I am having this. Earlier I was only seeking this. In fact, there can be two states here. One could be animal consciousness, the other is human consciousness. So when it is animal consciousness, here we will add those three words. Dinta, hinta, wretchedness, cunningness and cruelty.
So now, can I say that the same thing as cruelty and non-cruelty I can be given over here?
Yeah. So here we are only calling it as cruel, non-cruel. But when it comes to animal consciousness, that is a human being living like an animal. We are giving three words there. So the first thing is wretchedness. So I am not able to see that I can fulfill my own needs, either of the self or the body. So this lack of confidence in me is wretchedness. Then what do? So I live like a timid fellow, one possibility. Or I use tricks to fulfill my needs, that is cunningness. Or I use force to fulfill my needs, that is cruelty. So in the society we can see all the three kinds of people are there. But at the base it is wretchedness. Because unless I have the right understanding, right feeling, all of us are in that state only. From there we are moving ahead. So with that wretchedness inside, we are trying to work for perseverance, bravery and this generosity.
If that is complete, what can we fit in here?
So we'll write here wretchedness, cunningness and cruelty. Yeah.
With this purple color, after realization, what is the actual state of the self in human being?
This one, these three.
That is sitting.
Yes. With right understanding. So the human being living like an animal, is living with animal consciousness, that can be placed here. But again we will say that this is not the natural characteristic of the human order. We are living like an animal, but that is not acceptable to us naturally. So we will not call it as a natural characteristic of human order. But a person living with animal consciousness is living like that. Because that is not acceptable to me naturally. It is not acceptable to me naturally to be wretched, to be cunning, to be cruel.
Can we say that it is not cruelty there?
Yeah, so here it is not only non-cruelty. See, non-cruelty could be wretchedness also. If you look at some animals, they live with fear. Mouse, rabbit, cow, if you look at them, they live generally with fear. So they are non-cruel but living with fear. So you also don't want to live with fear. You want to live with
The blank space of human beings, can we write it as non-cruelty? Because our natural
That's what I'm saying. Non-cruelty is not enough. Just being non-cruel is not enough. So I live with fear. Somebody may come and exploit me. I am always in fear. But I am not living with human consciousness then. Because this state is not acceptable to me naturally. Is that fine? If you look at the inheritance, because we'll cover all the columns here. If you look at the inheritance, and we have discussed earlier also, in the physical order it is constitution based. So the way the constitution is there of the atoms and molecules, the conduct is exhibited. Here in the bio order it is seed based. The way the design of the seed is, the conduct is decided. In the animal order it is breed based. So cruel breed or non-cruel breed. The way it is, the conduct is exhibited. But we can see here that is education sanskar based. So something that we were discussing yesterday also in the FAQ session there, that for human being it is completely education sanskar based. To whatever part of the society I belong, to whatever region, community I belong, ultimately it is education sanskar that decides my conduct. It is not decided by birth or the race or the caste or whatever you can say, not by the breed. It is completely decided by the education and sanskar. Now activity you can see, in the physical order there is activity of formation, deformation, here is formation, deformation plus respiration. All this is clear? We have discussed in UHV-2 also. Now you have to prepare yourself to give demo sessions. Those who are not giving demo sessions have to come on Sunday morning to give demo sessions.
Yeah.
Yes.
In this activity of the human, it includes all the activities, no? Like imaging, analyzing, selecting, testing, training, no? But it includes all the other activities also, no? Both state and dynamic, all that.
So if you look at human being, it has all the nature.
All the?
Nature.
Okay.
The conscious entity is there, material entity is there. Material entity is there.
Yeah.
The material entity has all the things for physical order, also the bio order.
Yeah, that I understood.
Isn't it? And the self is there, are developed as compared to animal order.
That I understood. But why we did not mention this contemplation or the activity part?
Here, okay. So we are saying that presently it is potential, but we can write here contemplation, understanding, realization. Yes, yes, that is there.
For human beings, we say genetics grow. For human beings, we say genetics chromosome, the inheritance. So that is only the physical characteristics of the body.
Yeah. Now, if I am not having right understanding and not getting right education, my imagination may be dictated by all this, genetics and the composition of the body. But when I am having the right understanding, it is not going to dictate me anymore. You will see that in the same family, one child is very generous, the other is very cruel. That may happen.
So that is no way associated with inheriting the
Body.
characteristics from the past.
Yeah. So in the human being, the self is more dominant, you may say, or prevailing. In the animals, the body is more prevailing in the conduct. Now here we can see the units that are there. Fine, this all is clear? Take a mic.
Same family, different people means there are people who cannot be
Educated?
corrected.
No, not like that. See, It's only the process of self-exploration that has to be evolved. That's all.
Will they be ready to?
We have been conducting workshop in jails.
People in our college also. They are not ready to learn. They don't want.
They are not ready to learn today from you. That's all. Tomorrow they may learn from you or somebody else. That option has to be given. See, it may be the case that our students were considering us hopeless earlier. Now they are able to see the hope in us.
What about elephant? Elephants should be classified as cruel or non-cruel.
Both would be there. Generally non-cruel, but it can at times turn cruel. So it is used in wars, if you see. And with tusk, it does so much damage. So it can turn. Pardon? Yeah. So they are trained to be cruel when they are used in wars. And the tiger and leopard are trained to be non-cruel when they are in zoo or in circus.
I have a question.
Yes.
In the inheritance, it is that for human beings, it is education sanskar based. So, does that mean that when the child is born, he is coming with a clean slate? Everything is from education, or the previous sanskar will be carried on?
Yeah.
So the others will be there.
That will be there.
comes in the sanskar part.
Yes. Nice. So contemplation is of my participation in the larger order. So every unit has a definite participation in existence, a definite role to play in the existence. And to be able to see this role, this participation in relationship with other units, it is called as contemplation. So in case of human being, it means trying to see what is my role in this existence, what is my participation in the larger order, in the family, in the self, in the family, society, in nature, existence. So in the self would mean what is the participation of my activities within me. Are my thoughts making me unhappy or they are making me happy? Are they creating unrest in me or they are at peace within me? So there is a role of the activities of the self also within the self. Similarly, what is my role in the family? What is my role in the society? What is my role in the nature of existence? What is my value in this existence? That is the human value. So when we say human value, ultimately we are trying to see our role in this existence. Relationship of mutual fulfillment with the human being, leading to mutual happiness, leading to undivided society based on trust, respect, affection, up to love. With this I can see that I have a definite role to play as a human being. Then my desire is to fulfill that definite role. My desires become definite. I can see that there is every provision for fulfillment of these desires in the nature. And this leads to the feeling of satisfaction or contentment in me. So now I can see that I have desire in terms of relationship, harmony, and coexistence. And there is already a provision in the nature to fulfill my desire. That gives me satisfaction. When I am able to make out that my need for physical facility is limited, and I can see that I can produce more than what is required, and there is enough to produce in the nature, that very naturally gives me the feeling of satisfaction. When I am able to see that I want to make the other happy and everyone else wants to make me happy, already there is a provision for mutual happiness. This gives me satisfaction. Presently we have to design so many things so that I can live happily with this other person. Isn't it? We have to think so much. But gradually we are able to see that no, already there is a provision. This person wants to make me happy, only that he is not awakened. I also want to make the other happy, only that I am not awakened. Only that we have to get in line with coexistence. The provision is already there in the whole existence. And it is me who is conditioned otherwise. Else things are there in order. So this gives me satisfaction, contentment. Understanding of harmony, that is self-organization in the nature. So all units in the nature can be classified into 4 orders. These units and the 4 orders have definite innateness or self-organization which can be understood. This definiteness born out of understanding leads to a feeling of bliss. So when I understand this, I am determined to live with my self-organization, my innateness, my harmony, and then I facilitate the self-organization of other units. So this is state, when I am able to see the order, the harmony all around. Nothing is there in disorder, everything there is in order. The whole nature is there in order, isn't it? No need to struggle, there is no struggle in the nature. Only that I was not able to see it rightly. When I see this, I feel in a state of bliss. Similarly, I realize the coexistence. I can see that existence is coexistence, which is in the form of units submerged in space, and every unit in nature is energized in space, self-organized in space, and thus exists in a definite order. It recognizes its relationship with every other unit and fulfills that relationship in space. This, when seen in the case of the self as a unit, I am a unit of consciousness in space. I am energized in space. Activities of desire, thought, expectation are continuous in me. I am self-organized in space. I exist in a definite order. I can recognize my relationship with other units and fulfill it. When I do, I feel happy. When I do not, I feel unhappy. With this, I live with authenticity in continuity. So this is something that we call as, we can call as super bliss, when I am able to see the entire existence as coexistence. So this is something that we discussed. We will discuss more in detail about this in the next lecture. So we can recap steps 5, 6 and 7 of exercise 1. So we did up to exercise step 4 today. So in step 4 of exercise 1, we have seen that ultimately it is myself who is taking decisions about my feeling. In step 5, we see that this decision about the feelings for any particular reality, say a human being, is on the basis of our understanding of that reality, or in the absence of that understanding, our assumption about it. This essentially means that it is based on natural acceptance or our assumption about that reality. Natural acceptance is rooted in these 3 hierarchies of the self. In step 6a, we are investigating what is acceptable to us naturally. We have discussed this, the same thing reiterated here. I am asking myself. So in step 5, I am asking the basis for my decision making. Is it right understanding or some assumption? In step 6a, I am investigating what is acceptable to me naturally. So somebody was asking, difference between step 2 and step 6. So in step 2, I am observing my feeling and asking myself whether it is acceptable to me naturally or not. In step 6, I am seeing what is acceptable to me naturally. So as the feelings of relationship, harmony and coexistence is naturally acceptable, we are trying to understand this. Understanding relationship means to see our relationship with every unit of the existence and to fulfill that relationship. Understanding harmony means to see that continuous happiness is our innateness. And understanding coexistence means to be able to see that I the self am in coexistence in space, submerged in space, and so is every other unit in space. And then we will briefly recap 5, 6, 7 steps. So in step 5, we are looking at the basis for the decision making, whether it is right understanding or assumption. So I am finding out the basis on which I decide my feeling, my thought in relation with any particular reality. Is it right understanding or assumption? When I decide my feeling, the thought on the basis of right understanding, I am able to decide in favor of a feeling that is naturally acceptable to me. Those who have been there in the morning session are acquainted with it. We have been discussing it. I remain comfortable, I remain in harmony, in a state of happiness within. When I decide my feeling, thought on the basis of assumption, a preconditioning, it is not definite which feeling I decide for. A feeling which is acceptable to me naturally or otherwise, it will depend upon the assumption, and with this state, with this my state is indefinite, uncomfortable or comfortable sometimes, in harmony sometimes in contradiction, sometimes happy, sometimes unhappy. So from this I can see that the need for right understanding and the need for deciding my feeling, thought on the basis of right understanding is there, independent of whether things outside are fine or not fine. When I am able to see that I am the one who is making decisions, what we are? Then I am trying to see the basis. That is feeling decided on the basis of right understanding, that is block B1, which is natural and definite. So when it is based on assumptions, I am here. When it is based on right understanding, I am here. So every time when I ask myself what is the basis, maybe I am not able to trace even my assumption or even the understanding part. So I will keep it open and keep on observing what decides my feeling. Is it right understanding? If yes, then what? If it is assumption, then what? What assumption I am carrying within? So one assumption could be I am assuming myself to be the body. I am assuming relationship on the basis of body. Assuming my needs to be unlimited. I am assuming physical facility to be happiness. These all assumptions could dictate my imagination. So I have to look into it. So through that we are able to make out our sanskars. In step 6 then we are asking what is acceptable to us naturally, and then we can see that feelings that are natural for me, that I want in continuity are relationship, harmony and coexistence. Therefore I need to ensure this in me. This decision is there in step 6 that I need to work for it, I need to ensure it. So step 6 is done in 2 parts. 6A is I am verifying what is acceptable to me naturally, relationship or otherwise, harmony or otherwise, coexistence or otherwise. And here I am able to see that this is acceptable to me naturally. So every step may take time. Put in words briefly, we say relationship. But we can see how much does it take to fulfill the relationship, to understand the relationship. How much does it take to understand the harmony in the nature, isn't it? And when you are observing within, keep it open. No need to directly label it as harmony or disharmony, relationship or opposition. Just keep it open, observe, see the feeling within, and then try to make out what is acceptable to you naturally. Now in step 7 we are ensuring the feelings.
The previous slide, one doubt here. If with certain bodies, if it is naturally acceptable for me to not to have a relationship, is it correct?
What is acceptable to you naturally? To have relationship?
I don't want to have a relationship.
Why?
Is it correct?
For example, why?
Huh?
Why?
Probably the way the communication is happening,
Yeah.
I am not happy with it.
So I am deciding my relationship based on the expression or the conduct. Now ask yourself, do you want to make them happy or not?
Maybe at that moment, I am not wanting to make them happy.
Yeah. So at that moment try to observe. When you are trying to contemplate, trying to observe, see that with that person, what is my natural acceptance? I want to make him or her happy or unhappy. Ask yourself.
Probably at that moment when I am contemplating, it felt that I am okay with not making the other person happy.
Yeah, now when you say I am okay with, it means it is not a natural acceptance. Since I am not able to fulfill it, and I do not want to involve myself that much because it is taxing for me.
Okay.
I am trying to avoid. That could be possible. So some relationships are taxing me. The more I involve myself, the more taxed I feel. Isn't it? That could be the case. That is at the level of conduct. Okay. My conduct as well as conduct of the other. That is something to do with the level of competence.
Yeah, I am at that level. When I am at that level, is it fine to have such a feeling and go with it?
Go with it, but keep on verifying. What is acceptable to you naturally? To make them happy or make them unhappy? And so we can keep on asking. It may be the case, and see when you are looking at the other, it may be the case that I am not looking at my lack of competence. The example that we take now, that the glass broke accidentally by me, but the other broke the glass. Something happened in the past. I saw their face and the expression was not okay, but I did not see my face. Isn't it? Maybe I gave some smile which was not okay. I did not see that smile to myself, but the other person saw it. Isn't it? So I might have hurt the other in the past, which I am not aware of. And you can see these are triggering points. Somebody came to talk to you with a feeling of relationship, and you avoided. Right? You avoided decisively and talk to the other person, ignore this person. For example, I am just giving an example. The other may feel hurt. I am not aware of that, because our level of awareness may be less. The other noted it, I did not note it. Now when I go to talk to the other, the person I avoided, I noted it. And then I say, this person, I don't know what he or she thinks of himself, herself, right? I will show to him or her, what am I, for example. So I am not noting my behavior, my expression, my words. Just do one thing, when you are behaving with somebody, some heated debate is there in the house, and if you just can recall, it's not advisable to record, but but you can recall what all I said and just listen to yourself. You might not have used the right words at the right pitch. You might have pointed a finger at the other, you have not noted. The other, when he points out the finger at you, you noted. This all might happen.
Maya, one small clarification only, Maya.
Yes.
Last, like some others, right understanding can be a preconditioning for me. For them, it's correct. I think like that may be a preconditioning for my activities. Is there any possibility?
Yes, see, presently when we are working at the level of imagination, we are not exactly able to make out what is right understanding, what is conditioning. But the way I keep on exploring within, I verify at the level of natural acceptance, I am able to see much better, much closer. So earlier I was assuming that I had the right understanding. Now I am able to see that it was wrong, and it was some assumption. You will be able to see so many times. I was assuming to be right earlier. I can see now that it is not right. Maybe I do not go to the other and say sorry. That may not be required also at times. But now I am able to see that it was not right. And you can see that when you observe your feeling and the higher level activities are not awakened, very precisely put, you are not able to find yourself comfortable anytime. So when I am always at discomfort with me, how can I be comfortable in relationship? The comfort that I have at times, that also may be because of some favorable condition or situation, but not owing to my right understanding. It is some external influence that is working at times, not working at times, isn't it? So once I am clear that it is the feeling of relationship, harmony and coexistence that is natural for me, and these lead to the state of harmony and happiness, then all that I need to do is to ensure that the feeling that I have at this moment is in line with relationship, harmony and coexistence. By ensuring this feeling every moment, I will be in a state of harmony and therefore happiness at this moment, the next moment, every moment, and I am going to be in a state of continuous happiness. So in step 7, we are saying that ensure it now. Once I am able to decide that it is only relationship that is acceptable to me naturally, not opposition. So ensure it, isn't it? So that's how we say that if there is a scanner over me, observing me, and then see how I behave, how I do, isn't it? How I act. Yeah, if you look at happiness to be in harmony based on contemplation, understanding, realization. Yes.
Also, Bhaiya, I have a doubt. Like, the nature is in is in harmony state, right? And it's already divided. All the discriminations like male, female, everything is divided society, divided things only. Then how can we work for making it into because the nature itself is divided and it's in harmony. And how far it will be possible to make it into undivided society altogether as a one?
So it's not divided, it is classified. So the classification is there, not division is there. So male and female are there, but they are complementary. So
though, Bhaiya, the females are going through that motherhoods and all, lots of pain is there. Like much of difficulties are there for females than male. Why this discrimination is there in nature itself? Why it is already divided like this? Why the other gender is not experiencing these kind of feelings and all? Why they are that much excitement always, not in happy state? You know?
Nowadays, no, there are some reels on YouTube where women are speaking in favor of men. See what they go through. We speak so many things they have to tolerate, you know.
But then, no, see, it's all about like.
Bhaiya, I would like to add to what she is asking. Okay, nature has kept us separately, and each one of us have certain characteristics that we did not follow. We started, refining among ourselves. Nature has told that we would be at home and we take care of our generation of people.
It's not nature, madam. It's the society who made me to think.
No, nature has been like that. We created that.
Right from the beginning, you are a mother, you are a divine person, you are going to take care of your child. Like that, it has given all that thoughts in me, like I am a divine person. Like
did nature give that thought or society give that thought?
Society has given me, but I do accept it. Like I am the divine person because I have given birth to my children like that, right?
Work for the wealthiness of the family.
Yeah. So you have to see the composition, decomposition of the body and act accordingly. You know? So the child has one kind of body, and a grown up has one kind of body, male has one kind of body, female has. So you have a role to play based on the self and the body coexisting together. We have a role to play. So we can see our role. The problem is that I am not able to see my role properly. Then I am unhappy. If I am able to see my role properly, then fine. I go by it. Pardon?
Now we are going against the nature. We are handling the household things. We are coming from work. That's what we are getting more diseases. It is not.
Yeah, so see, presently no, since we have not been working for right understanding with sincerity. So we have come to a stage where the physical facility has become the focus of living. Understanding is not at the focus, isn't it? And that's how the whole disorder is there. Otherwise, with right understanding, we can decide our role properly, isn't it? So, looking at the same thing, we can see how this is guided. Imagination is guided by right understanding, and how my behavior is mutually fulfilling, ensuring mutual happiness, and it leads to undivided human society. Similarly, my work with the rest of nature, I am able to ensure mutual prosperity, and while participating in the larger order, I am able to fulfill human goal, leading to universal human order, and generation by generation it forms the human tradition. Something that we had discussed. So on one end, I have to work for realization of coexistence. On the other end, I have to work for universal human order and human tradition. So within me, the program is to keep on working for awakening of the higher level activities, but that is going to be done when I participate in the larger order. Otherwise, I may be just working at the level of thought and assuming that I have come to understand, isn't it? I attend a workshop and I feel that now I have trust for every human being, isn't it? And if I go home and the person doesn't open the door, I am simply furious, isn't it? So I have to participate in the larger order, and this is something that we keep on saying. If you look at the workshop, the meetings, the morning sessions, that unless I do this, I am not also that sincere, that motivated to contemplate, to understand, to realize. So I have to see whether my behavior with human being is mutually fulfilling or not, with the rest of nature it is mutually fulfilling or not, whether my goal of life is in line with human goal or not. What is my goal of life? Try to make out, and whether it is in line with human goal or not. You may see a wide gap also at times. I had a director some time back. He had set a goal that by the age of 65, he has to sit in UNO. And now just see that he has set this kind of goal, and he's all the time perturbed by that, doing something or the other so that he can come to the front and then get some name and fame and get there. So is my goal in line with human goal or not? Am I working for right understanding in every human being, prosperity in every family, fearlessness in society, coexistence in nature? Do I make the goal of my child on the same line? What is my vision for happy and prosperous life for my child? Is it in line with human goal or otherwise? These are serious issues that may take time, because many times we are under peer pressure. Many times we are dictated by the norms of society, isn't it? We might have certain apprehensions, certain fears, certain contradictions. If I am able to see this very clearly, I can see this for myself, my child, the next generation. I can see the whole generation as my child, isn't it? There is one lady, this girl, Greta Thunberg. She keeps on saying that, who gave you the authority to destroy the planet so that it is not fit for use for us? Isn't it? So we are consuming this much that 2 generations hence, they will not have enough facilities on the planet. We will extract all the oil, all the gases, destroy all the plants. So many forests are being burnt because they have mineral reserves beneath. Amazon forest is being burnt. Now what will happen to the climate? So the children are asking now that, are you the one who is possessing this planet so that it is not fit for use to us? So are we thinking on those lines? Because our children are going to ask this. Why did you pollute this air so much? That I have bronchitis problem in childhood. Now you can say, no, it's not me, it's the people. So realization within and expression outside. So every time I have to relate myself to these 2 ends. When I am participating, is my vision going up to universal human order? When I am trying to contemplate, is my vision going up to the state of realization that I have to realize the whole existence and coexistence? These are the states in the self: bliss, satisfaction, peace and happiness that we discussed. So this is something that we discussed earlier also. So if you look at the content of right understanding, coexistence, harmony of 4 orders, so 4 written here, natural characteristic of the 4 orders, so 4 written here, so altogether 9 things to understand. So 3.1 is right understanding, isn't it, which is there in block B1. 3.2 is wisdom, which is there at the level of desire. So I am able to contemplate the participation as well as image the human goal. Followed by science, which is there in block B2. So the plan, program, implementation, evaluation, all these will come here. 3.4 is behavior, 3.5 is work, 3.6 is participation, 3.7 is underwear society, 3.8 universal human order, 3.9 is the tradition, and this is in congruence with my wisdom. If you look at 1, continuous happiness, so it is here. Fine. So easier said than done, So only this much is to be done. What?
The old question still remains unanswered, that is justice guided senses and justice guided sensation.
Okay, fine. We'll in fact correct it. Some more words have to be added there. We'll come to that. So it is goal value guided senses. We'll come to that. It is just to indicate that, because we did not want to introduce new words, so we are just using the same words. So that's how we are writing it. So it is fine. Sensation is here, senses is here. Earlier we had placed sensation there. No, it is guiding. An arrow can be placed here.
But both are justice guided, na?
Pardon?
Both are justice guided only. So the input is same. Driving force is same.
Yeah. Yes, all three are guiding.
Upper one is justice guided, lower one is also justice guided.
See, all three guiding these three.
Okay, all three means coexistence, harmony and justice.
Yeah, these three are guiding now senses, health and profit. At the level of comparing. Here at the level of testing, coexistence, harmony and justice are guiding sensation.
Health and profit not there.
Pardon?
Health and profit is not there in the lower most
No,
part.
no, no, no. These three put together. We can put a bracket there, small bracket. A small bracket, all these three put together, guiding all these three put together. See, if you look at coexistence,
In the comparing row, there is health and
senses,
profit.
comma, health, comma, profit, all these three.
And in the lowermost, that is testing row, the sensation is there, but health and profit is not there.
Yes, because they are at the level of comparing, not testing.
Okay.
So it is there at the level of comparing, not testing. Fine. So as an assignment, we need to investigate into our natural characteristic, innateness and coexistence. So is it being in relationship, that is feelings in relation? Is it being in harmony, that is state of happiness? Is it being in coexistence, that is submerged in space? And then we can find it out. What do you understand by bliss, satisfaction, peace and happiness? So let me ask, what is bliss? We defined it. What is bliss? So understanding of harmony. What is satisfaction? Contemplation of participation. What is peace? At the level of thought, what is that peace? Yeah. So we can say, coexistence, harmony and relationship, guided senses, health and profit. So free of contradictions. No more contradictions in the thought. So I am in a state of peace and happiness. ठीक है. Okay, nice. अगला शुरू करते हैं. And testing more in detail. So the higher activities guiding the lower activities. So when the higher activities are guiding imaging, that is desire. So what we understand through higher activities, that is coexistence, harmony and relationship, that guides our desire, imaging. Our desire is to live in accordance with coexistence, harmony and relationship. For example, to live with values in human-human relationship becomes our desire. So now desire is guided, our imaging is guided. So we have some image of happy and prosperous life now. With right understanding, now imaging is guided. What happiness means? What is the meaning of a happy life? Isn't it? Now it is properly guided. It is not something based on sensation or preconditioning. The source is inside, not outside. So whatever image I have is in line with wisdom. Isn't it? It is in line with human goal. Higher activities guiding thought, that is analyzing and comparing. So when it is unguided, if you look at comparing, okay, we can place comparing here. So if you look at the comparing, there could be 6 bases of comparing. Presently only 3 bases are active when it is unguided. So it is unguided because we are dictated by preconditioning or sensation. So the comparing here is on these three bases. So when I go to compare between choices, isn't it? So it could be on the basis of appealing to senses or conducive to health or based on profit making, things like that. So for example, you take, let's say, now you have to purchase a car, right? So when it is guided by right understanding, then you will try to find out whether I need the car or not. What is the purpose? Is it for nurturing the body, protecting the body, or rightly utilizing the body? And then you make the right decision. Otherwise, it could be appealing to senses. You went to somebody's house, he had brought a new, long, shining red car, and he took you for a ride and he just showed to you how comfortable it is, such a smooth ride, you see, flying in the air. And you get that sensation. And you come back home and start counting your savings. Can I also get this car or not? So it is born out of sensation. Or it could be some health related issue, some consumption. So you have one car, but still why not have two cars? One car is enough, right? Why not have two? Everybody is purchasing more than one cars. Why not go for two? Why not go for three? A person was caught on the charges of corruption in Delhi, and at that time he had 1,000 houses. Now this is madness, this is obsession for indulgence. 1,000 houses. 100 cars, yes. Yeah, always in fear, wretched fellow. Isn't it? Yeah. Switch on the mic. Yes.
My parents were government employees, so after their retirement, they are getting pension and they are living peacefully. Myself and my husband are working for a private concern. We don't have pensions. So maybe after 58 or 60, we will be retired. After that, how to earn money? So to plan for that, we have bought 2 to 3 houses now. So maybe the rental, which was, based on the rental income, we can, survive after our retirement. This was our plan. Is it right or wrong?
Yeah, so you have to make out the need for facilities, either directly or in terms of money, and you have to see whether these sources of income are going to be enough for me, or they are much more than required. So you are not having houses for accumulation, you are trying to use it as a pension.
Yeah, exactly.
So that could be fine.
Fine, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but again you have to see what are the other sources of income. There is only one house, we are counting for pension or some other savings are also there, and put together, am I able to see how much I require in the old age? Yes. So if it is unguided, I may keep on accumulating for consumption, isn't it? Similarly, I may keep on working for profit. How much profit I require? Not clear. And for that, I may be doing so many things. You just see, so many startups are coming. They blossom in the beginning, go to unicorn. After 2 years, they are a fiasco, a complete failure. So many startups. Why? Because they will show a false image to the public. And they will take so much of, invest in the stock market and get so many shares and all. And after some time, they know that it is going to fail. And they are running away here and there. I am not naming any, but you can see so many startups. For the madness of profit, the obsession for profit, yes. I'm not naming anyone. Yeah. Now in the pre-wedding ceremony, you are investing so much, and then you are setting a norm for the society, right? And then so much of accumulation and exploitation will take place. So when it is unguided, under the influence of preconditioning sensation and dictated by some form or property, it is like this. This could be so much obsession, like there was a person called Nero in Rome, many years back. You have heard of Nero? He was the dictator of Rome. So he was very fond of taste of food. So what he will do, he had cooks in the palace, they will cook delicious food for him. Then he will eat to the fill, and then when the stomach is full, then he will vomit. So he had some doctors who will make him vomit, and then he will eat again. And this will continue for days together. It is said that it became a fashion in Rome. People in Rome at that time used to eat too much, then vomit, and then eat again. And that was a kind of festival. It went on for days together. It is said that once he thought that if I see Rome burning in flames, what a beautiful sight it would be. He set the whole empire on fire. And he was sitting in the palace and playing flute. So that's why when some dictator is very cruel, he is said to be like Nero. Just like Nero. So you can see to what extent it can go, the obsession for senses, obsession for indulgence, obsession for accumulation and profit. So find it out. Now if you look at it, sound, touch, sight, taste and smell, to fulfill or to ensure happiness through these senses, people are doing so much. The current market, if you see, if you go there, isn't it? It is filled up with commodities to give you excitement, to give you temporary happiness. So preconditioning, that assuming without knowing, depends on something or someone outside, keeps changing, not sure it leads to harmony or contradiction. Sensation, if you see, taste of sound, touch, sight, taste of smell, it is tasty and necessary in the beginning, then after some time it becomes unnecessary, then becomes tasteless, and then becomes intolerable. This is something that we can see very easily. Howsoever sweet the dish may be, after some time it becomes unnecessary, and after some time the sweetness is gone. And if somebody comes to vomit after eating, he or she will not seek that food again, at least for the next 2 months. It becomes intolerable. When I was working some time back with Tata Motors, so we used to go with carpooling, and at that time one movie had come, Dil Se, and it was a song called Chhaiya Chhaiya. And the person who was owning the car was so fond of that in the morning also I have to listen to Chhaiya Chhaiya for half an hour. In the evening also I have to listen to Chhaiya Chhaiya. That continued for 1 month. It had become intolerable. So I was trying to enjoy relationship there. No, so somehow I can. That's how he stopped after 2 months. Otherwise, it would not have stopped. You'll just see. And if you see, some students are fond of rock music. Such a heavy, loud music in the hostels.
Bhaiya, he might have done it unknowingly, that you are intolerable to that. So why not to educate him?
Yes, so I try to educate as much as possible.
If you have tried, then okay.
Yes. Yeah, if you see the loud music that they play in the hostels, And you just see it is so loud, so harsh. In fact, we have some cultural festival at IIT. It is called Antaragni, the inner fire. And you can see the activity that take place. So we had one rock band sometime, and the rock band was named as, what is that, Salvation or something. So I went to that, see what salvation means to them. And this person had long hairs, sometimes putting in the front, sometimes in the back. So I simply came out of the hall. Salvation. Given all the choice, what I accept naturally leads to harmony, happiness within, continuity is desirable, possible. So if it is something which is naturally acceptable to me, it is assuring to me, it is satisfying to me, it is also something which is universal. So this is one test that I can apply. If something is acceptable to me naturally, it is assuring to me. I feel assured being with it. It satisfies me. And I can see that the same thing holds true for everyone else. So at times now when I am not able to make out whether this is my acceptance or natural acceptance. So somebody may say that rock music is naturally acceptable to me. That is fine. I really like being with it. Then just try to test on these grounds. You can also add some more things here. Yeah.
Yes, Bhaiya. Just it is my personal question. Since you are working in IIT, you have a family also. So most of the time, either with the academics, research works may be carried out. Family spending time. The other way, that is to get relaxed. Because I have a thought process. Because you will be engaged along only with these things every time in your life. Because you have started this journey from 1996, 95. So, otherwise, how do you spend your free times? You don't go to movies, you don't watch movies, or you don't watch any matches, or you don't get relaxed in any sorts to musics or whatever it is. You spend the whole time like this itself?
No, not exactly. So, see, I am a co-explorer, but I am trying to invest as much as possible for this. So, I try to make a program accordingly. But yes, I can see that since contemplation is not awakened fully, and the upper activities are not awakened, so I do get unhappy at times, and then I do have to work something in the imagination. But I can see that this is not the program to be continued, and then I again make a program for continuity of happiness. So
then about your children?
Pardon?
About your children?
Yeah, I have one daughter in class 5 years. So I try to make a similar program with her also.
So entire family only with the programming part for each and everyone?
Pardon?
So the entire family will be of the programming part for each and everyone in the family?
No, not exactly. So I can see that I have one kind of sanskar. My wife has another kind of sanskar. The newborn baby had some other kind of sanskar. So my program is definite.
Okay.
So in fact, the issue of giving time to the family is to be rephrased as the whole family giving time for this.
But you have to give some time to your family also, no?
Yes, yes. So there is always time being given to the family, yes. But I can see that the time is meaningful when it is spent for this. Otherwise, it is only in the domain of senses, health and profit.
Okay, bye. Okay.
The sensation for happiness. So there is some physical object, there is a contact with the body, and there is some sensation in the body in the form of sound, touch, form, taste and smell. And it is tested by the self. So we took the example of sound, some music, isn't it? Some music, somebody may be fond of classical music, somebody may be fond of rock music, somebody may be fond of ghazals, somebody fond of something, right? Now it is only a sound, it is tested by the self, right? Now if the taste is favorable, I feel happy but temporarily. Particularly when you are listening to music, try to find out, because you are assigning some meaning also. So generally when you are sad, you would like to listen to sad music. So if you are listening to sad music, it implies that you are so you can make out our conditioning also from there. Similarly with touch, if it is favorable, then it gives me happiness temporarily. Some form, some look, some sight, if it is favorable, again it gives me happiness temporarily. Some taste from the tongue, and it gives me happiness temporarily. Some smell, isn't it? If the taste is unfavorable, it makes me unhappy, and also that it is temporary. Nobody can be unhappy forever. Someday he or she has to start self-exploration. So you can assure that every human being has to enter this process sooner or later, isn't it? Because unhappiness is not acceptable to us naturally. So this sequence applies. Sensation can be a source of temporary happiness only, excitement. It cannot be a source of continuous happiness. Take a mic.
How we comment on kind of this music therapy and all? Because nowadays we could see that cancer patients or certain patients, they go ailments through music therapy, or kind of even taste. If we take tablets, obviously it will be unpleasant, but some kind of healing it does with us.
So the senses have a role to play in health. The sound or the touch or the sight or the smell, they have a role to play in the health.
Can we say it's physical body, not with the self?
No, health in the
Health,
body, as
okay.
well as it can also help in the imagination part also to some extent, but temporarily.
Temporarily.
Temporarily. So for the self it would be temporary. The body is of course temporary, but it can be fulfilling for health, quite sure.
Thank you.
So it can be used as therapy, any of these. So for example, when you are taking medicine, it has a taste. If you eat triphala, such a sour, bad taste, but so good for health. So if you need to be healthy, gradually you will see that when you eat triphala for the first time, you know triphala? One medicine to clean his bowels. Yeah, triphala churnam. If you eat for the first time, you will feel like vomiting. But once you are able to see the effect on the body, you start liking its taste. Pardon? Yeah, Harad, Baheda, Amla, three things. Yeah. 3 fruits. Yeah. 3 phala, 3 means 3. Harad, Baheda, Amla. Harad, Baheda, Amla. In Hindi. Google it. Yeah, Amla we all know, na? Amla we know. Yes. 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 So you see that your liking for all this keeps on changing also. Your liking for sound, your liking for touch, your liking for form, taste, smell, this all keeps changing.
Bhaiya, in that music therapy regard, Bhaiya, since I am practicing that law of attraction, in that regard, even they are using for health benefits, it was recommended to listen to the music than with the lines. So if we are listening to that content, the words, no, that may create an impact. It is proved also. But listening to the music, there is a possibility of curing some situations that I could even feel. But
you
it is
gradually see that this workshop is also music therapy.
Okay.
So many people laughing together.
Okay. But the words will create, in that regard, what is your suggestion, Bhaiya? Like the words, of course, even for our satisfaction, to change our mind, we are hearing that music. That words will create an impact in our thoughts, like that it is proven actually.
Yeah, so presently we are not having the right understanding. So we have problems in the self.
Okay.
Anxiety, depression, all those things could be there in the self. You know? Then there is some effect on the body because of music. It gives me some sensation, right? I assign some meaning to it, being hopeful for getting cured.
Yes.
And then with that, I have a change of my state of imagination.
Okay. Yes.
And that also helps me change the state of the body also. One thing. Second thing, the sound is vibration. The vibration can directly affect my body.
Yes.
So it could be through the self also. It could be directly to the body also. For example, if you see some touch, some light, some heat, it has an impact on the body. It can help me get healthy.
So, translation of harmony is Sangeet. It is written as Sangeet.
Vyavastha, Sangeet.
Order. So, Sangeet, maybe music is.
Not music
there is some
exactly.
order.
So, Vyavastha is more precise there. We can say
But
Vyavastha.
translation, that slide, it is given as Sangeet.
Yes. Sangeet, we also use in terms of harmony. Because if you see, Sangeet is harmony between the notes. If you look at the meaning of music, it is harmony between the notes.
Bhaiya, I am a normal human being. I am taking care of my family. What are the basic necessities of a family? What is the essential requirement of my family? And what is the essential requirement for myself? Where will be my level in this blocks?
Yeah. So why essential only? We have to find all the requirements. So as you saw, there are 3 basic requirements for every human being. Right understanding in the self, relationship with human being, and physical facility with the rest of nature. That is something that relates to me also, for my family members. So for the whole family, I have to plan this. So I have to make a program to ensure right understanding in every family member. The feeling of relationship in every family member. And produce enough physical facility to fulfill the needs of the body of every family member, keeping in view that the harmony with the nature is ensured.
If that understanding is there, like in the family, if that understanding is there, this is required. The collective decision is made, which is harmonious, like whether it is required or not. Like one fellow
that may be erroneous also. We collectively decide in the family that let us go and conquer or capture the land of the neighbor. We are all in tune with that. Let us next morning before he wakes up, go and capture the land of the neighbor. Yeah. So right understanding is something definite. So so I can see for myself that whether it is right understanding or not. So just being in consonance, being in agreement is not right understanding. Not also harmony. It may be the case that all in the family are dictated by this. We will see sometimes that our students marry. So they are sometimes on the social media also. And then both husband and wife enjoy touring and eating, dining outside, right? Spending so much for merrymaking. The two may appear to be completely in harmony. But that is not the case, because their desires are dictated by this. And what is appearing on the Facebook may not be the actual thing. They are putting on Facebook at times, fighting otherwise. That is quite possible. But it may be the case that when our preconditioning matches, then the contradiction should be less. Quite possible. So there are 3 possibilities. We all are preconditioned in a similar manner. The second thing is, others are preconditioned, but I am not preconditioned. I am having the right understanding. The third thing is, all of us have the right understanding. What is the desired state? All. Better than, lower to this would be? Second. At least I have the right understanding. then there would not appear harmony or agreement in the family, but at least I can take them in the right direction. We are not collectively moving in the wrong direction. But if all the members are in the family are preconditioned in a similar manner, they all go together holding hands in the wrong direction. So that is not a desired state. Yes. This is universal. What else? Yes.
Sir, I need a clarification. So we are all attending UHV 1, 2, 3 continuously. So somewhat up to our level best, we are taking 30 to 60% of the core essence from this. And when you are trying to apply the same thing in our home, whereas people are different from understanding, and people are different from preference, requirement, need, etc., etc. And when I just started behaving and trying to implement in front of them or towards them, they all started looking at as an alien. So just thinking that, what happened to you? Yesterday you were, normal way only. Why they started thinking, started behaving like a Mahatma level from today onwards. So what is the expectation from, it's not an expectation, it's a request from us. So next UHV 4 onwards, why not allow our spouse or kids along with us to attending the same sessions?
Not UHV 4, UHV 1.
Pardon?
Start from UHV 1.
UHV 1. Yes. Not an issue, sir. Let them attend the UHV 1 along with us.
Yes. Why not? In fact, it would have been much better if all the spouses had come here.
Yeah. So then only they can, then only they can understand where we get the jnanam.
In-laws too.
Yeah. No, then only they can understand where we get the sudden jnanam from the source. That's what. Otherwise, we can avoid. They're just looking at like alien formation. That's what.
Yeah, that is because one reason being that we go back and start preaching to the family.
No, it's not preaching. It started acting itself. They understand some formation, some transformation has happened.
Yes. See, if you respect your family members, why will they feel otherwise? But if you start saying that coffee is bad, don't take from the other day, then they start feeling something otherwise, that this person is going to make our life difficult now.
No, when the children, as soon as enter into the home, they are not keeping their slippers properly and not keeping their floor mat properly. We used to advise them sometimes in a harsh mode. And after the sessions, we just quietly calling my son and daughter, don't keep it like this, please keep it properly. And you have to understand the servant maid's feeling, and you have to understand the neighbor's feelings. And my son is just have a doubt, and the morning he asked me, Mummy, are you all right? And because yesterday onwards, you are not at all scolding me. So that's what, whether the changes should start from myself or my son's side, that's what, having doubts, sir.
Yeah, we keep citing one example now when you talk about trust. That one lady in Kanpur attended a workshop, and she shared, after the feeling of trust had been discussed, that she was cooking at night and she had two sons and they were playing in the drawing room, and one son hit the ball and it broke the glass pane. So she came running from the kitchen, and the first thought that occurred to her is slap both of them. They were another damaged another glass pane. But then she stopped because she got reminded of all this. Then she asked the sons to move away, brought a piece of cloth, removed the glass pieces, and then was about to move. Then the elder one said, Marogi nahi, will you not hit us? Then the younger one says that, no, she's attending a workshop nowadays.
Bhaiya,
Yes.
I have a doubt. In this case, right, we do have that different sensations. Suppose if two selves going with a harmony on one sensation, and all other sensations, it's obvious in opposition. So how we can go with?
You mean to say some family members for one sensation?
Yes. Obvious, I'll tell directly that myself and my spouse, when it comes to food, are going out for a food. Obviously, always harmony. Irrespective of what we are going to have or where we are going, just if say food, fine. And all other aspects, obviously sound, music, it's are all total in opposition.
So use earphones while playing music.
Yes.
Yeah, but again, like the basic issue is to ensure the right understanding. If I'm trying to derive happiness out of music, this or that way, it is going to be contradictory, isn't it? Similarly, if I'm trying to enjoy happiness out of some sensation, this way or that way, it is going to be a problem. Even for taste, isn't it?
Only for taste.
Yeah.
So that should be avoided.
No, I'm saying we have to ensure the right source for happiness in place of avoiding.
Yes.
At least you can make out for yourself that this is not the source of continuity of happiness. So you will get rid of this inclination.
And she used to tell that whatever I ask only for the food, except you say restrictions, only for the food you are allowing on all aspects.
Yeah. So there again, the problem is that we are trying to be happy temporarily through excitement from these sources. So that is not going to be a source of mutual happiness in the relationship also. Isn't it?
Thank you.
It is said that one couple, it was shared out a couple in Pune, got married lavishly. Then they went for honeymoon to Singapore. During the flight, because both were from posh families, they started discussing that I studied in this convent school, you studied in that convent school, which is better? And then they started completely fighting, and it so happened that they started blaming each other's family and heritage and so many things. By the time they returned from honeymoon, they had settled for divorce.
So here, if I saw the cricket match, for example, India and Australia, I support the Indian team. In UHV says, if I am happy, others also makes happy. For example, India wins a match, I am happy. If Australia win the match, in this condition, I support only the Indian team in the mind. But UHV says others also make happy.
Yeah, so you are looking for happiness from outside through sensation. And then some conditioning also, that if this team wins, I am going to be happy. If this team loses, I am going to be unhappy. So the source of happiness is outside. So it is not going to ensure mutual happiness, not even happiness in you in continuity. That is the problem. Isn't it? Okay, just let me go from here. So the role of sensation or right utilization of sensation is keep the body in good health by nurturing protection of body, and to exchange right understanding and right through education sanskar. If you look at the animals, sensation in animal is naturally restricted by nature for health. So you can see, like in animals, you will see that they will never have any problem for health because of some overeating or something. They are naturally restrained. If you look at the human being, the sensation in human being can make right utilization of sensation only with right understanding. So it is much more unguided here because it is not naturally restrained. We have our imagination much more developed, isn't it? So I have to sensation.
More sensations, strong sensation.
No, basically we have the will to live with happiness. Animals have only the will to live. So they get some sensation, it is fulfilling the will to live, that is okay. We are trying to ensure happiness out of it. That is the problem. If we try to ensure happiness out of it and there is no continuity, then we are looking for more, something more over and above this.
For example, this hearing, interest in music, etc. We have that sensation more.
Yeah, so if you try to ensure happiness in you through music, there is not going to be definiteness, there is not going to be continuity, there is going to be dependence outside, there is no definite completion point, all those things will be there.
Yeah.
So that's how we are saying that happiness is our innate nature and not an external influence, but I have to work for it.
Bhaiya, animals doesn't have a nature of that health. So the animals are getting disease nowadays is because of the behavior of the human being. Because nowadays, like Pandrikachal, a lot of fevers, all these animals are getting. It's all because of our human.
No, see, now if you look at the animals, they are cruel or non-cruel. So they also may have problems for health, but it is primarily because of cruelty. So for example, one animal hitting another animal, and if you look at cows also, sometimes they fight with each other so much.
That was there, but in recent days, rat fever, cat fever, lot of things. I mean, it's because of the human behavior, the animal is getting
So
this.
the animals which have started living with us, they are more in problems. The animals who are living in jungle and in forest are not in that much problem. Yes. Take a mic.
I have 2 minutes.
Previous case, the game with Australia and India, if I am particular about the game, cricket, then whoever win or whoever will lose, it doesn't matters me. If I am particular about the game, if I am particular about the particular team, then that gives discomfort or comfort.
But then again, you have to find out why are you particular about that game also.
Take the game as it is.
Yes.
As per the UHV, whatever it is, as it is, we can take. We accept
see,
as
first
it
of all, I have
is.
to look into the purpose. Is it for
Yeah,
health?
it is. That is what.
That is something that I have to keep on asking. Is it for nurturing the body, protecting the body, or actually utilizing the body?
Yeah, everything. It is very descriptive. It is understandable. It is temporary. That all, according to my knowledge, I understand it is very content with a limited satisfaction. Just for relaxation, we do it. We know our limitations. For example, early morning, we do hear to the religious songs, whatever may be of the rituals. So, in that case, if this is being taken into account, that is not for half an hour or so. If we hear to a peaceful song, it cleanses our mind with the morning freshness, early morning 4:30. It refreshes. So in that point of context, so we are not supposed to hear or we are not to do it.
No, I am saying for the time being continue with it. If you find that is no longer required, well, you can then discontinue. Presently, if you feel that this is needed, you can continue.
Yeah, we don't hear those things for the entire day. That is what. Continuity, it is not there. I accept it. It is temporary, everything. But that half an hour or 1 hour listening to those things, then if we can compare it with the realistic world, when we travel, because I used to travel by train. Nowadays, you see youngsters or middle-aged or old-age people, everyone are having their earbuds on the drums. What is there? And everyone are connected with the social media. What is the need for it? Because I listen to music, but not every time. I watch movies, I watch matches, everything, but not to social media. Seeing up the reels, ups and downs. Yeah.
So one possibility is that when you listen to that music in the morning, you get the feeling of reverence, glory, gratitude in you. That is one possibility.
Yes.
So you are using it as an instrument to have the right feeling.
Yes.
In some part of the day.
Yeah.
So that is fine. But still, I am trying to ensure the feeling from outside presently. I can contemplate on that feeling and ensure it inside also. That is also possible.
Then why it is being done in mosques, in churches, in temples?
Yeah, so that like people are not living with human consciousness right now. So at least something is to be done so that we can draw their attention to human consciousness. We can draw their attention to right living, right feeling.
It's a good thing only, no?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The good thing would be that I am the person with right understanding, right feeling in continuity. But if not in continuity, at least for some part of the day, I am trying to have that feeling in me. So that is still drawing my attention to the right.
Yeah, with this I'll close. In our churches, if someone is dead, they ring the bell 3 times. In such a thing that some funeral mass, it is going to be held, or a long bell ring. That sound, if it is irritating, elderly persons who is most ill, the person, he or she may feel, little sounds, but it is not that, it is under tolerable circumstances only. Okay, I'll close with this.
Fine.
Thank
we
you.
can continue with the discussion after lunch then.
Ji,
So nice.
let's thank